everything we experience is really experienced in our own mind. You know, it appears to us that we are sensing things that are out there, that things have a separate existence from our mind. But if we take a moment and think about it, if I experience a tree or a person or a car or a television, anything, what I'm experiencing is my own perception and my own understanding of that object or that person.
And there's a feeling attached to when you see that. That's only you, that you own.
There is nothing else.
Yeah.
The illusion is that there's something else, right? And we kind of deduce that there's something else, of course, that tree is going to exist even if I close my eyes or if I go away and don't see it. And of course, that's a pretty good possibility, right? But we don't experience that. All we have access to is our direct experience of that, our own mind, right? And that is something that starts to shift our perception once we start to understand that whatever we're feeling, whatever we're thinking, whatever we are interpreting about situations in our environment, it's our own mind. And now this is the liberating point in this, is that since it is our own mind, we can always work with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not beyond our control. Whereas when we are under the delusion that things are out there happening to us, then we don't have any control, right? The assumption by logic is that if something is out there independent of my mind, then I don't have control over it.
Mm-hmm.
I have to just let it go. And people believe that's just my fate, or that's just the way things worked out for me. I can't do anything about it. But if we understand that, no, it is our perception ultimately that we're dealing with, then we can work with it.
We don't experience, everything is mind. We don't experience anything outside of our mind. So everything that we're experiencing and that we're seeing is reflecting, it's an internal model that our mind makes and projects out into the world. And it's not separate from our perception and the meaning that we're making of it. By the experience that have happened when you were young, that you continue to interpret in a similar fashion, like it's reinforced over time.
And so look at your results in your life. That's what you truly believe.
Yeah, and our mind resists that as if it was a matter of life and death.
Mm-hmm.
It will resist the idea that we are creating, in a very real sense, we are creating our life and our reality.
Mm-hmm.
Because it implies then that we are responsible. And it's a lot easier to say, I'm not responsible.
Yeah.
Somebody else brought that negativity into my life, or that pain, or that, so the problem is out there. It's not me. To say it's me takes a lot of courage and a lot of self-reflection and understanding. But it's ultimately what liberates us.
Now, the kicker is that out there is just the effect of something that happened in the past. So you're seeing like the result of something in the past. You have the power to actually change your perception. And it actually takes a mental effort to hold the image in your mind, even when it's not out there yet, so you can create it. And so a lot of people feel like they want to give up because just that simple concept, they get fooled by what they see, thinking that's all there is.
The great lesson of perception, overall of the study of perception in psychology, is that we only perceive, we're only able to see and experience what we know to be true,
mm-hmm.
or what we believe to be true. And so, what is it? Wayne Dyer used to say, "You'll believe it."
You'll see it when you believe it.
You'll see it when you believe it, right? It's kind of that principle and it's true, there is some good science and some good research behind that. Whatever your consciousness is able to comprehend and to really absorb as part of your being, your reality, then you'll see it externally out there. And if you don't have the consciousness, the capacity to absorb it or comprehend it, it could be right in front of you, literally, right in front of your eyes, and you will not see it. It will just be invisible to you.
And looking at what is this situation bringing out in me. And through that, you can start to gradually deconstruct your perceived reality and see how much of you and the meaning you're making of that is playing into what you are seeing, which then allows you to start to see more clearly what things are without so much of your past history covering it. And I think what's most interesting is that the science is coming out. A lot of people think they make a decision based on something that they objectively wanted to do, but we are reacting to this old conditioning based on our past experiences, and we know that our mind makes a decision to do something, and 8 seconds later, we come up with a story as to why we did it. So even holding that in mind can help you start to question what you're perceiving and also what you're choosing to do.
But meditation is a way to access our unconscious mind. We're going to look inward instead of outward. We're all used to seeing outward. We use our senses. We use our vision, our hearing, et cetera, to sense what's out there. Inward, though, is neglected most of the time. Yeah, we think, but it's all up in our head. As your deep driving desire is, so is your will. As your will is, so is your deed. And as your deed is, so is your destiny. And it shows right there the clear logic of how we create our destiny, starting from the point of our own mind, our deepest driving desire, our thoughts, our emotions.